is a region of the Himalayas which India and Pakistan say is wholly theirs. The region was once a princely state called Jammu and Kashmir, but soon after the subcontinent was split at the end of British rule, it entered India in 1947. Subsequently, India and Pakistan went to war over it and each came to rule different parts of the territory with a negotiated ceasefire line. The Indian administered side, the state of Jammu and Kashmir, has been witnessing violence for 30 years because of a separatist rebellion against Indian rule. Kashmir is a territory claimed by both India and Pakistan, which makes it one of the most volatile flashpoints in the world. India's government in August 2019 deprived Kashmir of its long held autonomy, claiming it's time to bring peace and prosperity to the area. But the Muslim majority is furious to argue that India's ruling Hindu nationalist BJP party now intends to shift the demographics of Kashmir. Tensions are running high and war has been spoken about. There were signs of something afoot in Kashmir during the first few days of August 2019. Tens of thousands of additional Indian troops were mobilized. A major Hindu pilgrimage was cancelled. Schools and colleges shut down. Visitors were forced to leave. Telephone and internet services suspended, and the house arrest of regional political leaders. Yet, much of the talk was that it would abolish Article 35A of the Indian Constitution, which granted the people of Kashmir state some special privileges. The government then stunned everyone by saying it revoked almost all of Article 370, of which 35A is a part, and which for some 70 years has been the basis of the complex relationship between Kashmir and India. In a result of these articles, Jammu and Kashmir could make its own rules relating to permanent residency, ownership of property and fundamental rights. It could also bar Indians from outside the state from purchasing property or settling there. The article granted the state some sovereignty, its own constitution, a separate flag, and the right to make laws. Global relations, defense, and communications remained the central government's preserve. Pakistan has initiated a constructive diplomatic campaign specifically to raise awareness of a significant humanitarian problem affecting more than 70 million Kashmiris among the international community. Such tragic incidents in Indian-occupied Kashmir were widely reported by a wide part of the international media, but sadly, India has not yet adequately responded to an inhumane lockdown imposed. Is COVID-19 a matter of serious concern for all South Asian countries in the region? Definitely. When COVID-19 has just begun spreading around the world, a video conference of SAARC member states was held on March 15 to help them combat the coronavirus outbreak. In case this virus spreads in the valley, Kashmiris will be in deep trouble because they do not have access to sufficient sanitation and health facilities. Therefore, during the recent SAARC video conference, Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Health Dr. Zafar Mirza called on India.
Your Excellencies, I would also like to mention that we hope that during this COVID emergency, our member countries will provide access to emergency assistance to all our regions in our countries, because equity in health is a fundamental principle of public health. In this regard, let me say that it is a matter of concern that COVID-19 has been reported from Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and in view of the health emergency, it is imperative that all lockdown in the disputed territory must be lifted immediately. Opening up communications and movement would facilitate dissemination of information, allow distribution of medical supplies, and enable containment and relief efforts to proceed unimpeded. Lastly, I would like to also address the point that His Excellency President Ghani made, and we understand his concern about the border crossings and their closure. I want to reassure him that we have done this for temporarily so that we can reinforce our point of entries and land crossings, and this is exactly in the light of the WHO guidelines.
The lockdowns in Indian occupied Kashmir and other Indian military tactics for suppressing Kashmiris were very counterproductive. Hence, most Kashmiris are now merely militants or their supporters, protectors, sympathizers, or at least anti-India souls who no longer want Kashmir to be a part of India. In reality, we can divide them into secessionists, pro-independence, and annexationists, pro-Pakistan. Kashmiris are generally in high spirits to protect their civil and political rights inherent in it. No Indian lockdown or crackdown can be down on them now.